Hey, what's up guys? This is Yo Boy Roy partnering up with Ubisoft for a 4-part video series over Operation Steel Wave. This is part 2 where we'll be covering the upcoming Year 5 Season 2 patch notes. Part 1 was about the house rework, and part 3 and 4 we'll be looking at the new operators. Just as a disclaimer, this is a test server, so there may be some changes to the final build. Also, I changed my aspect ratio to 3:2 because I like it a lot, but just know it may look a little different than what you're used to seeing. If you'd like to skip to any specific parts of the video, I've included timestamps down below of the patch notes. So without further ado, let's take a look at the Year 5 Season 2 designer notes. Starting off at the top, we got the proximity alarm. This is a brand new secondary gadget that will be available to a handful of operators. We've got Castle, Pavera, Goyo, Rook, Wamai, Tachanka, Mira, Oryx, and Recruit. Now the common theme amongst these operators is you'll most often see them in sight as anchors, with the exception of Kavera. Now Kavera was actually the most fun to test with the other creators because you can put these proximity alarms on top and bottom of a staircase, and once they go off, Kavera can basically use her ability, go in, get an interrogation. It's a really effective tool to help her hunting. For the other operators, I see this as helping them focus on certain parts of the objective. If the attacking team has a split push onto both sites, they can throw a proximity alarm onto the other one, or maybe another entryway or a window that will help them focus their attention at the attacking push, but then also be able to cover their back if they hear that thing go off. It sounds just like the beepers on Bank and Border. It's very annoying for the attacker, and so they're definitely going to want to stop and shoot it, which could honestly give the defenders that split second of being able to shoot them while the attacker isn't looking. What I am anxious to see is how often it'll be brought, because it will take the place of things like impact grenades, bulletproof cameras, or barbed wire, all super important utility, and so we'll see how often it gets integrated into the meta, and we'll see if people are very accepting of adding this gadget to their loadout. Moving on to Alibi and Maestro, their shotgun ammo is switching from shells to slugs. So traditionally you'd have the AA-12 just be able to unload on walls, floors, ceilings, and basically renovate an objective. It was amazing. Given that that wasn't the intention of the shotgun, Ubisoft is changing this to slugs. So now you'll actually be able to get a headshot with this thing miles away. So we'll see if anyone actually uses it to spawn peek. The damage has been increased to 41 from 27 originally, and then the damage drop off distance is set to 18 meters. But again, if you hit them in the head, they're gonna die. This is a very sad change to me because that was one of my favorite things of being able to just get rid of every single wall, floor, and ceiling in the map, but I'm gonna have to be a little bit more creative going forward. Moving on into Zofia and Ela, one of the best changes I've ever seen is they're removing the mouse sensitivity modification when affected by the Grismont mines and the KS-79 concussion grenades. Basically meaning if your DPI was at 1600, it's no longer gonna be at 10. Right? Because when you got hit by these concussion mines, it almost locked up your sensitivity and it was impossible to do any sort of turn. That's no longer the case. You'll be able to freely move. The only impairments are visually and in your headphones. So thankfully it won't be addressing your mouse sensitivity at all. You'll still get to freely spin and do your 360s. This is incredible because now you can push sight, get hit by a concussion grenade, and still be able to kill a pushing defender. As far as Echo goes, they've removed the camera roll effect from Echo's Sonic Burst. Another super incredible change because originally when you were echoed, when you were trying to go for a plant, or even if you were just hit trying to move in the sight, your entire camera would shake, and that was super annoying for players trying to line up a headshot while they were concussed. The concussion effect now lasts 10 seconds though, and it's not tied to player movement anymore. So traditionally when you just stood still, the concussion effect would go down faster. Now that's no longer the case, and it'll simply last 10 seconds. They've changed the vignette intensity during the concussion effect, so now it's similar to other concussions. It's not as drastic, and you won't be as visually impaired when you're hit by this. And then finally, they're replacing the ballistic shield with impact grenades. This is big because typically an Echo just finds a corner, pops open the deployable shield, and sits there on his drones. Now he either has to have somebody else bring the shield, or he has to sit there vulnerable, which could drastically help the attacking team in those last few seconds as one plants and the other tries to find where that Echo is hiding. I see this as a really big change, and honestly the Ela change as well, defensively, because with the addition of Malusi, which we'll talk about in a different part of this series, I feel like there's a lot of defensive gadgets that are hindering the attacking team's ability to simply push into sight. So by getting rid of this concussion mouse sensitivity effect and then reducing Echo's overall effectiveness by a little, I see this as really helping the attacking team be more on an even playing field. For Finka, they are increasing the base HP from 5 to 30. So basically when an ally was down but not out and you popped Finka's ability, it would res them to 25 HP, but that was only temporary. Once the effect wore off, you'd just be at 5 HP and a simple Legion Mine would kill you. Now, the base HP is going to be 30 and the temporary HP is going to be 50, meaning you can tank a couple of shots depending on where they hit on your body, or even run across a Legion trap and still be fine. To a certain extent, there's no more, oh hey, he's only 5 HP, send him in first and let him like live drone. Now whoever gets picked up has some chance of being able to fight back with that 30 base HP, or with a 50 HP if the effects are still on. I really hope this boosts Finka's pick rate because frankly, she's not a bad operator, she's just overshadowed. So these types of changes are really important in order to shine light into the potential of these kind of operators and hopefully lead to even stronger pick rates. Moving on to Callie, the sniper that no one is confident enough to bring is getting Clash's SMG. Personally, I didn't see a reason for this. I love the C75. I think it has 0 recoil. Sure, it's only got iron sights, but I think it's still a fantastic gun. But the most important change I feel like to Callie comes in the form of the LV explosive lance fuse time is being reduced from 2.5 to 1.5. In case y'all forgot, Callie actually has an ability, and it's the ability to get rid of Evil Eyes. It's the ability to get rid of a bandit trick or a Cade, either one, trying to trick a wall. This is able to destroy those gadgets on the other side of reinforced walls. With that reduced fuse time, Bandit or Cade can't simply take off their gadget and still trick as effectively. This explosive will go off way before then and clean out some of that utility, making it harder for them to be able to trick those walls. So hopefully people won't be so scared to bring the bolt action sniper with the addition of Clash's SMG and the increased fuse time. I think Callie definitely becomes a lot more viable and could be an effective attacking operator if you give her the chance. As far as Cade and Nomad, they've added 2 new pistols to their possibilities. Nomad's getting Capital's pistol, the PRB-92, and Cade's getting the G.I. Gen revolver, the LFP-586. Just to increase possibilities, nothing really major going on here besides just giving them other options in case you don't want the sniper pistol. As far as Oryx, they are replacing the bulletproof camera with the proximity alarm. I think this could be really cool and possibly open to cool strats when you hear the alarm going off, busting through a soft wall or even a castle barricade in order to knock the attacking operator off their feet. I definitely will be trying this strat, see if it can work out. I'm a really big fan of these proximity alarms and just the different types of potential that could come, especially with operators like Kavera or Oryx. Good news, he can Kool-Aid Man through more walls now, as they are reducing the damage that he takes from going through a wall from 10 to 5. So now you can run through double the walls. And they added the angle grip to Oryx's MP5. So while he still won't get his gun up faster by going through a wall, at least he'll be able to ADS quicker when he's just running or even crouch walking through sight. I hope this makes Oryx more appealing to the community, as you don't really see him played at the higher level. He is a very fun operator. It's really cool to hit attackers off their feet, and these kind of changes definitely make him more viable and hopefully more attractive to those that are really sweating it up in the higher ranks or even in Pro League. Moving on to Ying, a change we all knew that was coming. They're reducing the number of Candelas to 3 from 4. As you probably know, Ying now has smoke grenades, and a lot of players felt like this was overpowered, especially as her Candelas went up to 4. Ubisoft is taking one of those Candelas away, so we'll see if that's enough of a nerf in order to make her still on a level playing field. I definitely see Ying being used in the higher ranked and Pro League style of play, simply because she has a lot of utility, can burn ADSs, can flash sight, can smoke plants, all while using an 81 round mag LMG. If you're willing to bring her, she's a great operator in order to get that plant down. Amaru, my favorite patch note of all, is the fact that when using the Gara hook, barricades will be broken as Amaru goes through them, not when she attaches to the window. This is huge because when you wanted to yeet into sight, typically depending on how high up the floor was, the defenders could just camp the window, wait for you to swing in, and then pre-fire as you tried to enter. This led to lower picks for Amaru. She was super fun, but unfortunately because of that reality, nobody wanted to die immediately. Thankfully, due to this buff, she will be able to more secretly enter sight. It'll be way more tactical. The only audio cue you really hear is if the window has glass on it, the glass is gonna break, so that'll give the defense a slight notification, but then she'll have a faster recovery when landing to get her gun up. You'll be able to entry frag a lot better, and and I definitely see her being picked a lot more. Another really cool feature is that the Gara hook will now break hatches from underneath. You no longer have to use that secondary shotgun to open the hatch and then swing up. Instead, you can just do it all in one motion and get rid of that initial shotgun blast. Well, that'll do it for the Year 5 Season 2 patch notes. Some really amazing stuff going on here. Ubisoft is headed in a great direction, and with the addition of this proximity alarm coming to the game, I'm really excited to see what you guys come up with in terms of adding this to your strategies. All in all, really refreshing updates, and I could not be more happy about the trajectory that the designers are taking here. If you guys want to see more about the house rework or the new operators coming to the new season, be sure to subscribe to the channel, as I've already done a part 1, but be expecting a part 3 and a 4 in the next coming days. Take it easy, guys, and I'll see y'all in the next one.